With no prior mountaineering experience and only a bit of training, I'm about to take on something I have never done before.
What's this?
Climbing a 6,000 meter peak. And not just any peak. The beautiful Lobuche East, located in the Everest region of Nepal. In the first part of this journey, I flew into Lukla.
That was honestly the scariest flight of my entire life.
Made my way through the beautiful Khumbu Valley. Trekked up to the Everest View Point.
That's Everest, guys.
And to Gokyo Ri to acclimatize. And mentally prepared myself for what's to come.
It's probably gonna be one of the hardest things I've ever done in my life.
Or at least I tried. But now,
the real hard part is gonna start.
It's time to face what I really came here for. The final push to the summit of Lobuche East.
I can do it. I can do it. I can do it.
You can do it. You're a strong lady. You're a strong lady.
So we just left Gokyo, and today we are heading towards a place called Taknak. We're gonna cross a glacier, so that's gonna be pretty cool. This morning we actually summited Gokyo Ri, so it was a very early day. It started at 4 a.m. So I am not at my fittest anymore. Yeah, it's a bit of a long day like this, but it's okay, you know, we'll get through it. Let's do it. So we're just waiting for those people to pass, and then we go really fast over this section because there's a lot of loose rocks right now, and with the wind it's a bit risky. Oh guys, that was sketchy. So I basically couldn't film any of that because we just had to move very quickly, but we literally saw like rocks falling from the side when we were walking there, and the path was just like very narrow and steep and sketchy for sure, but we are on the glacier. This actually reminds me a lot of when I crossed the Baltoro Glacier on the K2 Base Camp Trail in Pakistan. It feels very similar. It looks very similar. It's rocky, it's raw, it's beautiful. Well, that was an exhausting day. Like, the thing with these altitudes is just that it makes everything harder. The hiking, the breathing, the filming. So yeah, I'm just glad that we're here, we made it. I get to rest now a little bit, not that long, because tomorrow is gonna be another very intense, long day. Why am I doing this to myself? I don't know. It's fun, right? Yes. Masala tea. I also feel like I'm getting a bit sick. Perfect timing. I'm like coughing and sneezing and just have a runny nose like 24/7. So from now on, the easy days are behind us, in the past. And it's gonna get from hard to harder to hardest from here on out. So basically today Gokyo Ri was hard, I would say. It was definitely not easy. And then tomorrow we are going to cross the Cho-La Pass, which is supposed to be even harder than Gokyo Ri. So basically what we did this morning, we went up to 5,300 something meters, then all the way back down to 4,700. And then tomorrow we're gonna go all the way back up to 5,385 meters. And then obviously the hardest part is still waiting for us, which is Lobuche East. Yep, I think I am going to need a lot of masala tea and coffee. I don't know yet how I'm gonna shove down this breakfast at 4 a.m. But I have to. It's gonna be a long day. Coffee though, much needed.
But that question I had asked myself yesterday kept running through my mind. Why? Why am I doing this? I was feeling kind of sick. I was already tired and we hadn't even crossed the Cho-La Pass yet. Why do we keep pushing ourselves to do hard things even when it would be so much easier to just stop?
Thought I'd take a sip of water, but...
Is it just for the views and the adventure?
Freezing. So cold.
Is it to chase a high?
I feel like I'm alone on the world. Well, the sun is about to hit us. Over there is the Cho-La Pass. Woo. Slippery here.
Is it to feed our egos, to prove that we're not weak? Or is it just human nature, to want to test how far we can really go?
I'm here like... And you are like... whistling like... Clearly, for some people, this is not very difficult. Yay! Easy.
Easy?
Easy.
Easy? Seriously?
No, not seriously.
Oh man.
Well done. Well, we made it over the Cho-La Pass. I would say it was less exhausting than Gokyo Ri, which I didn't expect. But maybe either my body is getting used to the altitude or I'm just getting used to being in pain. I don't know. But anyway, I'm happy. I'm happy that it went well. Well, we're not there yet. We still have to make our way down, which I think is going to be tricky because with the fresh snow, it might be a bit slippery. Also, very, very exciting. From here, we actually have our first view over Lobuche East. Looks intimidating. Also, how crazy is this? There's a charging station on top of the Cho-La Pass. So right now we are going to make our way down here.
I think having a clear why on expeditions like this is important. Without it, everything will feel that much harder.
This is not sketchy at all.
When your body is telling you to quit, that why is the thing that will keep you going, helping you stay focused on the bigger picture. And I knew I had to make sure my why was clear, because I was going to need it more than ever, very soon.
Just write myself by singing a song. Songs make everything better. This is fun. So much fun. Type 2 fun.
Anyhow, I knew celebrating the small wins along the way was important as well.
Oh yeah. Dzongla, baby. We made it. Well done.
Well done, yeah.
Thank you, Kailash. You were amazing today. Gokyo, check. Cho-La Pass, check. One more to conquer. Danjebaat. I think this one is well deserved, guys. If I'm surprised by one thing, it's on how little coffee I'm like doing these things. I never expected myself to be able to function in this high intensity on that little coffee. So we just got to a place called Dzongla, and it's a beautiful place. Like, it's surrounded by mountains, and you can see Amadablam in the back. And over here, like super close, you see Kailash. What was this mountain again called? Cholache. Lobuche? Tobuche. There's a Tobuche. But yeah, I'm looking forward to some lunch now and a little bit of rest. So actually the plan is to have a rest day here tomorrow before we move to high camp. And I'm kind of happy about that, because then at least my body can recover a little bit from the past 2 days and hopefully feel a little bit fresher for the big summit. Oh, guys, you have no idea how tired I am. Let's get me cleaned up, and while I clean myself up, let's do some fun statistics. So, we are currently on day 8 of the expedition. Number of showers, 1, 7 days ago. Number of dal bats consumed, probably more than 10. Amount of kilometers walked, I think it's now somewhere between 85 and 90 kilometers. See if I have anything clean left. Let's also focus on the positives though, because like at the same time I'm also really getting spoiled. Like, I have an amazing guide from Namas Adventures who really helps me through every day, helps me through the difficult moments, like today with the pass. And then of course Pasang, the porter, who carries my bag with all my stuff for me. Like, without them, this all would not have been possible. So I am very grateful. If I can give you guys like one tip, is like when you go and do a trek like this, whether it's EBC or any other trek in Nepal or anywhere, bring wet wipes. Trust me, it is really about the little luxuries on treks like this. It's just gonna make you feel so much better, like to feel at least semi-clean. To be fair, in most places you can get showers, sometimes even hot showers, but they're quite expensive. So this is a great alternative. Good morning from Dzongla, everyone. So I've had a very easy start to today. It was so nice to not have to wake up at 4. Like I already mentioned before, today is actually a rest day. So there's not much to do today besides rest. However, Kailash actually did give me a little bit of a task for today, which is to walk in my boots. And since I have never walked on such huge, bulky shoes before, I think it's a pretty good idea. So yeah, I think I'm gonna finish my chai and then put these on and just take a walk around Dzongla.
And so I walked on them. I climbed on them. I even ran on them. And although it definitely felt a bit clumsy at the beginning, after a while they felt way more natural already.
I know this is such a girly thing of me to say and I'm gonna get so much hate for it, but I love the fact that my boots match with my sweater. Makes me happy. You know, recently I have been thinking a lot about the question of why am I doing this? Why do I want to climb a mountain? And I think everyone has their own reason for getting into mountaineering, like for wanting to do this, something that is, you know, quite crazy and sometimes quite dangerous if you really go to like the 8,000 peaks. And maybe for some people it's just a mountain fever, you know, like maybe some people are just so in love with the mountains that that's their goal. But more often than that, I think there's something deeper than that as well, like something more personal. And I guess for me it's similar. I have more personal reasons of why I want to do this. I think my life has changed a lot recently, and honestly I was feeling pretty lost and pretty hurt, and I guess having this new challenge, the challenge of mountaineering, just gave me something to focus on, like a direction and like a purpose. Maybe it's my way of moving forward, you know, like just my healing process. And the mountains have always been that place for me, a place where I can return to, a place where I can heal. Also, since we're getting personal now anyway, another thing that I have been kind of struggling with lately is the idea of not being good enough. And I think a lot of people struggle with this. Like the idea of not being talented enough, not being smart enough, not being beautiful enough, and most of all for me, not being strong enough. And I think this expedition partly is about confronting those feelings and in a way proving to myself that I am strong enough, like I can do hard things, I can push through even on my own, no matter what life throws my way, really. But at the same time, it's also about being okay with being a beginner again and being okay with not really knowing what you're doing, you know, and accepting that failure is also a real possibility here. Like there's a real chance that I'm not gonna make it up that mountain for some reason. And that uncertainty, that's challenging me a lot, like putting myself in a situation that I can actually fail. In a way, I guess this whole thing is about being okay with myself no matter what the outcome is and knowing my strength anyway. Like, I guess the lesson for me is already like the true strength doesn't lie in climbing up that mountain. Like I've already proven to myself that I am strong enough to show up in the first place. Like I'm here, I'm trying despite having no experience. And I guess in a way, it's about embracing that uncertainty and using that to grow. That already proves some sort of strength, I guess. I don't know, I'm just ranting at this point. But yeah, I guess we'll see. Tomorrow, we go to high camp. The day after, we summit. And I'm gonna try my best. I'm gonna give it my everything, that's for sure. Okay.
The next morning, we woke up to a thick layer of fresh snow. Beautiful, but not the best news for us, as clear conditions are crucial for summiting. Still, we didn't have much choice but to just stick to the plan and hope for the best.
So we are about to set off to Lobuche High Camp. The real hard part is gonna start from now. We're gonna leave the comfort of the tea houses behind, and I think the struggle is gonna begin. And I'm not gonna lie, I'm a bit nervous. We're gonna head up there. You know, things are about to get serious when you put the colorful UV sunglasses on. Okay, so we just officially went off the main trail, as you can see here. Instead, we are taking the route up. I really need to remind myself to slow down, because at these kinds of altitudes, you just can't stick to your normal pace, you know? You have to take it really, really easy. Otherwise, you're gonna get really out of breath, like I am right now. Oh wow, guys, we're here. That was so much quicker than expected. Wow. This is amazing. Well, as you can see, we just got to Lobuche High Camp, and this place is amazing. Like, it's so much bigger than I thought it would be, and so much more luxurious as well. So let me actually show you around a little bit here. This is where the tents are, the sleeping tents. And let's not go into the wrong one. This is mine. It's actually designed for 2 people, but since I am by myself, I have the whole thing to myself as well. Look at that. How nice and spacious, right? As you can see, the weather has turned. It is snowing now. It's very windy, but anyway, let me show you the toilet situation, because it is surprisingly nice. So you go here, and then there's no one in there, right? No, just making sure. So look, it's actually very, very nice. Surprisingly clean, and they just made a kind of a, yeah, like a bag in the ground. Couple of stones on top. Then over here we have the kitchen tent where they cook us some delicious food. And then over here we have the dining tent, which is also very, very nice. Look, so spacious, and they put like a bunch of stuff out for us. There are like cups and always a thermo with hot water. There's coffee, a jam for whatever that was, and this is the good stuff, people. Hot chocolate. I've already had 3, and I'm gonna make another one right now.
After a simple but decent lunch consisting of soup and pasta, it was time to do the gear check. And of course, take that gear and myself and finally put it to practice.
Ready.
So we went to this training rock, which, spoiler alert, was nothing like what we'd be facing tomorrow. Still, some training is better than none. Now, keep in mind, at this point, I had never used a Jumer or walked in crampons or tied a figure 8 knot or rappelled down anything. Basically, I hadn't done anything even remotely related to climbing a mountain before.
So much fun.
So yeah, this training was definitely very necessary.
Wow, that was great. I'm so happy we did that. Oh, what's this? I feel so much less nervous right now. Now that I know kind of what I'm doing and that I know what to do, basically. And Kailash really explained everything very well and showed me the right technique. It just went really smoothly, to be honest. Like, I was expecting it to be a lot more difficult, especially at this altitude, but I was just having so much fun, honestly, that I wasn't even like focused on the exhaustion of it. Like, it was just a lot of fun. It was really really fun. And like I said, I feel a lot better now. I think I can do this. For the first time, I actually have no doubt that I'm gonna make it. And I think I'm even gonna have fun. But now it's time to rest, because tonight is basically gonna be a very short night. The weather is getting worse. We are starting at 1 a.m. So it's gonna be a lot of climbing in the dark. I'm gonna get some more hot chocolate and prepare mentally. Well, it is 5 p.m. and I am ready for bed. I'm in my tent, in my sleeping bag, and it actually is quite cozy and comfortable. Can't complain, you know. I doubt whether I am actually gonna get any sleep, but I'm gonna at least attempt. And I'm excited. I'm actually excited. Let's hope everything will go smoothly. Good night, guys.
That night was rough.
Just woke up with a huge headache. I had a huge headache all night, which is not a good sign.
A headache made me question if I could summit. In mountaineering, the rule is simple. With a headache, you either stay put or descend, but you never go up. Luckily, after about 45 minutes...
Oh god. Okay, I'm feeling quite a bit better. Took some medicine, some aspirin, and we have decided that we're gonna attempt, and if my headache gets worse again, then we'll turn back, because health comes first. But that would really suck.
And so we were off. However, because of the headache, I got in maybe 30 minutes of sleep that night. And I knew doing this on no rest was gonna be difficult.
So the first part is hiking a little bit, and then afterwards the climbing starts. Obviously, my focus right now is on getting through this. So I'm gonna try to film as much as I can, but forgive me if it's not my best work, because safety and health is priority right now. But I'm doing good, I'm feeling better. Let's hope it stays that way.
And that wasn't the only challenge. There had been a lot of snowfall that night, making the path not only unclear,
We're trying to figure out the best way forward right now,
but also dangerously slippery. This made the first 3 hours incredibly tough and draining already, using up energy that we really needed to save for later.
That was a tricky part. Very tricky part. And we're not done with the tricky parts yet, I think. I think the snow makes it so much more difficult. It's so slippery everywhere. I can do it. I can do it. I can do it.
You can't do it. You're a strong lady. You're a strong lady.
So I'm at crampon point now, which means it's basically time to put the crampons on. I'm eating a frozen Snickers. I can't believe we just came from there. Can't believe what we've done already.
And even though we still weren't near the summit by any means,
He's doing great.
the simple fact that we could finally see made all the difference.
That took everything out of me. Everything. I can't even get my sunglasses back on. I am so dead.
I am also so bad.
So dead. Oh yeah. That's the best sneakers I've ever had in my life. Do you want a bite? So, would you say that was like you've done many peaks, right?
Yeah, I mean, not like these guys, but yeah.
Several.
Yeah, several.
Would you say this was a beginner's peak?
No, not at all. We were talking about it. This is not a beginner's peak.
No, right?
Not at all. It's not a trekking peak.
No.
Because it's qualified as a trekking peak.
Yeah.
With a permit. It's
Oh,
not a
really?
trekking-
Oh, I
yes,
didn't even know
it's not a
that.
trekking peak.
No.
And it's not a beginner peak.
It's quite technical, especially with the weather conditions that we had, maybe.
Yeah,
Maybe
yeah,
that made it
the
worse.
bottom part, were you sliding as
Yeah.
well?
Oh, yeah.
We all fell down.
Yeah.
Like several times.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was not pretty. No, it's not a big
No.
deal. Like, congrats, really.
I'm so happy that you say that because I felt pretty bad about how much I was struggling. But
Yeah, no. This was we almost like I thought about turning back.
oh yeah,
Because
me
of the
too.
conditions, not because of difficulty, but it's like
Yeah.
the conditions look awful. I don't want to hurt myself because I ate it a couple of times.
Oh yeah, it was the same for me though. I thought so many times about turning back. But then you have to like push through that.
Yeah.
You know, that's why it's not just about the physical
it's
part. It's like the mental challenge in here.
Mostly mental.
It's mostly mental.
You have people that are fitter that turn back, than others that are less fit and continue.
Yeah.
Yeah, you need the baseline of fitness. Obviously, you
Yeah.
cannot do this if you can't hike or run or whatever you like doing, like you hike.
Yeah.
You need the baseline, but that's only a prerequisite. That's not what will get you to the top. That's a checkbox.
Yeah.
You have it, now you can get to the top. Will you get to the top?
Yeah.
Is the question.
I don't want to go back.
Unfortunately, I didn't have a choice. Because the truth was, we really were only halfway. But at this point, my energy was completely drained. I had already pushed myself to my limit. But the descent is where most accidents happen. So I knew I had to stay focused. I had to keep moving step by step and get down safely, even though I had nothing left in me.
The worst part is that the day is not even over yet. It's already like at 3 p.m. or something. We still have to walk to another town, like 2-3 hours away. I'm just so exhausted. Well, as you can see, I have moved to a slightly more comfortable bed in the meantime. I've been back in Kathmandu now for a couple days, just recovering and processing this wild expedition. And I just wanted to sit down for a second and talk a little bit more about the summit day, because I realized I haven't filmed as much as I would have liked to of that day, because honestly, I was just so focused on surviving and getting through it, and the camera just came second place, as it should be, you know, just for my own safety and the safety of the people around me. So no regrets, but I do realize that I didn't really talk that much or show that much, and I'm sorry for that. Like, especially on the way down, I don't think I even touched the camera. I was just so drained at that point. And honestly, I think for me, the descent was even harder than the ascent, because A, your motivation of reaching the summit is gone. Like, you've done that, and now it's just about surviving and getting down safely. And B, like, you've used up all your energy at this point. And it was just so hard. It was so hard. And like, at this point also the clouds had started kicking in, so the views were gone, and it was just exhausting. I think the overall summit day took us like 14 hours to get from high camp to the summit, then back to high camp. And at that point, we weren't done yet, because we still needed to also hike down to the nearest village, which was Dzongla, which took like another 2 hours. So it was a very, very long day. So the big question, was it worth it? I would say yes and no. In terms of views, although they were some of the most beautiful views I have ever seen in my life, I wouldn't say they actually measured up to the pain and the fear that I went through to see them. But when I take into consideration everything else, absolutely, 100% was it worth it. Because a journey like this obviously isn't just about reaching the summit or seeing the views, right? It's about everything that you learn along the way. It's about the confidence that you build. It's about the new skills that you develop. It's about the strength that you gain, both physically and mentally. And I think for me personally, the biggest thing that I got out of this is the trust that I have in myself now. Because I have shown myself, right? I've shown myself that no matter whether things get hard or difficult or painful, I can push through it. Like, I can push through these things. And I think for me, that was what this journey was all about. I do feel strong. I feel stronger than I have in a long, long time. And it feels really good. And I think that makes the journey worth it for me.